The city of Austin continues to change and evolve alongside development throughout the city, especially downtown. More and more people are moving here, causing traffic issues. To talk more about this, we have Austin Mayor Steve Adler joining us now this morning. Mayor Adler, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Eva.
Good morning. You know, when it comes to, we're talking about safety, street safety, all the stuff happening downtown, you know, it can be dicey. Traffic can be dicey on the weekends. Just days ago, a person driving erratically on Barton Springs struck another car, injuring 11 people who were standing at a food truck. They were just trying to get some food. So what do you think needs to be done now to keep our roads safe? Because this is a very important and a safety issue.
It is, and while we have Vision Zero plans for injuries, they're happening, and they're happening too often. You know, the most important thing I think for us all to keep in mind is get off your cell phone. Don't be talking, don't be texting, because distracted driving drives a lot of this. You know, the city has improved pedestrian crossings in about 120 different places. We're re-engineering, we're refreshing the crosswalks. We're doing the engineering work to make our streets safer. That's some of the bond work that everybody voted on. But we need people to slow down. We need people to obey the speed limits. And we need people not to drive distracted.
And this word of caution couldn't come at a better week, as it is Distracted Driving Awareness Week. So, you know, another topic, we reported the Project Connect program will be done at the tax rate approved by voters in 2020. But the final cost will really depend on community input. There are meetings set up in the coming weeks. I know there's one even today. How important is it that this is a community discussion, that everyone kind of weighs in here?
You know, it's real important that people participate in this, and there are about a dozen meetings that are set up over the next month and a half here, so that the community can express their views on the design choices that we make, because this is going to be an incredible project. So exciting that our voters approved it last November, to finally have mass public transit, to have a urban rail in our city, a subway going underground downtown, under a tunnel under the lake, another bridge over the lake. Just real exciting. But you're absolutely right. There's a meeting coming up here on Tuesday, August 26th at 5:30 p.m. There's one the following week. There's a meeting on the bridge, and people can talk about the design and how wide it should be. They can meet the following week in the North Lamar Transit Center. Yes, there are meetings now. We're making choices, and depending on the choices we make, while it's not going to raise anybody's tax rate, we're going to do this for the tax rate that the voters approved. Depending on the choices we make, it could take a longer time for it to be built out. But everybody should be involved in those choices.
Absolutely. And as far as affordable rent and rent control, let's talk about this topic. Rent keeps going up, and soon people will not be able to afford to pay for a place to live. We've had people call into our newsroom stating that their rent is going up 45%. So what do you say about this? I know Austin's a beautiful city, but some people are just really getting priced out of living here and enjoying all of the amenities.
I think the housing costs and housing supply is our existential challenge as a city right now, because you're right, we have too many people here looking for too few houses to buy, too few homes to rent. Yes, rents have gone up in some places by 50%. Housing costs have gone up by the same 50%. We need more housing supply. I think that we have to do what we can to increase density on corridors, to increase the number of units. And the City Council is going to be considering making a pretty significant move, I think, here this week. We're going to talk about it this week. I don't know that we'll make an actual final decision. May need a little bit more community engagement, because we have to start making significant decisions, significant choices to increase the supply of housing. So long as we have so many people competing for so few places, prices are going to continue to get pushed up.
All right, Mayor Adler, thank you so much. We have a bit of a mic issue, but we did hear what you had to say. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.